There we go. So, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us this morning or today. My name is Andrea Rosser, and I'm so excited to walk you through our Getting Started training. So, we're going to do this in two parts. This is the basic getting started. So, this is kind of where we're going to begin today. And then we will skip over and we will also do an advanced getting started. So, excited to share what we have and just a little bit about who you're talking to. I've been a part of this beautiful industry for about 15 years now, and I've worked full time in the industry that entire time. And it has blessed every single aspect of my life because somebody held my hands and helped me every step of the way. And that is something that I highly value. So that's why we do this, because you trusted somebody to get started. And we want to make sure that we get you off to a good start. So that is our goal for this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And there we go. Okay, so this is our basic getting started. And one of the first things that I want to talk to you about is consistency. And actually, I've got to back up a little bit. The first thing that I'm going to talk to you about is boards. So, this training is going to assume that you are boards proficient, that you know how to find boards, that you're part of a team board, that you know how to share from there, that you know where to find the different content categories, all of that stuff. And if you're jumping on here and you're saying, what is boards, or I don't know how to do that, or whatever that may look like, um, still stay here with us, okay? But we need to do some of that as well. So please, if you're not proficient in boards, please get back with the person that got you started and say, I need some boards help. And we will find a way to do a one-on-one boards training. There is a tutorial. There's a lot of great information on it, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But I just want to make sure that you feel comfortable there, because it is the backbone of everything that we're doing at this point with the system of growth. So that's the first caveat right there. Second thing that I want to talk to you about is consistency. With, I think, everything in life, I think consistency is key, right? I think, spending time with our kids, exercising, eating right, building our business, like we want to be consistent in all of those areas, but we don't necessarily have an easy way to do that in many. Thankfully, with our system, we do have an easy way to be consistent. So, what you can do is you can put your Facebook into professional mode, and that allows you to schedule your posts. And the way that you can see whether or not you're in professional mode, if you go to your profile and you click on those three little dots, um, right underneath however you explain yourself, it's going to open up a big menu. And in that menu on yours, if you're not in professional mode, it will say turn on professional mode. And it's going to walk you through some things that you need to do in there in order for it to, optimize your account. Follow that tutorial, listen to Facebook and the different things that it asks you to do there, and get yourself set up with this, because then you can pre-schedule your posts. So what I like to do is I will literally set up a movie night with the kiddos, and I will sit down and I will have them pick a movie that mom doesn't care about, and I will schedule an entire month out at once. 2 posts a day. I will go in there and do that, and then I know that I'm not going to miss anything for the next 30 days. Okay. A lot of people will do this, the night before, to make sure they set themselves up for success the next day. You could do it a week at a time, whatever you want. Okay. It doesn't really matter, but you would be so grateful when you schedule it and you realize you didn't miss anything. Because I know you're busy. I know I'm busy, and I can forget. I'm sure you never forget, but I can. So this is going to help you with that. Now, one thing to remember, though, is that even though the post is out there, we still have to do some things to get our engagement before our posts, and we still need to work on our posts after our posts. So that's something that if you think you're going to forget to do on top of posting, you might not want to schedule it. So just something to think about, and we'll talk about those engagement items in just a moment. The next thing that I want to talk about here are some of the resources that we can have in our pocket, some tools in our tool belt in order to grow our business here. Now, you can get all of these in kind of an easy way. Sometimes I see people frantically taking notes. No, don't do that. You can, but you don't need to. One, you can take a screenshot of this, and our phones are magic. and they will turn these links back into links by saving that photo to your phone and then clicking on it. So these links will all work for you again. Or another way is on boards, there is a little start here section. And now this is on the generic board. You might have a team board. On your team board, all of these links will be there as well. But on the generic board, if you click start here, it's going to walk you through getting all of these things installed, and it's going to have links to all of them. So those are two cheat ways that you can get there, so you don't have to fight for it quite that hard. But the first thing is boards. We're on this Zoom for 6 minutes now. And I've already talked about boards 87,000 times. And that should probably set you up to an idea on how strongly I believe boards is important for your success. So I would get that app, get a team board installed, and then get proficient. Go play in that app. Go look at the information in there, because there is a lot and it is set up for your success. So go check it out and make sure you get comfortable. Next is Telegram. The PartnerCo communication channel is a one-way communication channel where we let you know of the exciting things that are happening in the PartnerCo world. So like this Zoom right now, we announced it in PartnerCo communication channel. We'll let you know about our Wednesday wisdom call tonight. We're going to let you know if there's a sale going on. We'll let you know just what's happening around the globe. So make sure that you're plugged in there and that you join this channel and that you make sure you keep your notifications on. I promise I won't message you that often. We try not to do more than 2 times a day, but sometimes we can get excited and you might see a couple more, but it's just a little ding. So it's not going to, blow up your phone too much, but please keep your notifications on there. The next group that I would love for you to be a part of is Circle of Health. This is a Facebook group. And this is a customer group. This is where we nurture our customers on their journey with the drops so that they become raving fans and they become part of our community. So this allows them to see that the drops aren't just you and I, right? It's about a bigger group. There's more people involved. It's a way that you don't necessarily have to be the expert. You can tap into the experts. Dr. Crystal runs this group. She does a beautiful job along with many, many helpers in there. There, you can use the little search or the, oh gosh, magnifying glass. There we go. Thank you, Chris. I was reading your lips. The magnifying glass in there, and you can search for a variety of topics. So this is a place that you can really help your droppers and yourself learn more about the drops. Now I'm going to add a little caveat, and actually Dr. Crystal put a post up today, this morning, that you can go read, because you will see in there that not all posts are going to be approved, and that's to protect you and I. We all worked really hard to get our customers, and we are trusting that community with our customers. So anything that talks about business, anything that's a little too negative, any of that is probably never going to make it to the wall. So be thinking of that when you're asking your questions, that we want to ask in a way that's very respectful, and realizing that this could be somebody's day one. So if I'm a little grumpy and I'm having a bad day, maybe I put that through a filter before I put it in there. And if I truly need help on my journey, go ask the person that got you started. And if they don't know the answer, they're going to keep hunting and they're going to find the right answer for you. So that's Circle of Health. Oh, also, when you're adding your people to that group, make sure they put your name in the answers. So it's going to ask them questions. If they do not answer the questions, they will not be added to the group. Same with the next group that we talk about. And we want to make sure that they put your name. Why? Well, because Marlene, you brought that person there. And if they ask in that group, hey, do you guys have a protein shake that you use along with the drops? We want to make sure that you get that order. So we can go see, if you don't see that question, we can go see, okay, who brought this person to the group? I'm going to make sure that Marlene knows that they're asking about Pure Nourish. Okay, so that's another thing in Circle of Health. The next group is PartnerCo Nation. And this is where we love on our brand partners. And I will warn you, I'm a little mushy gushy, so you're going to hear a lot of love and that kind of stuff. If that, isn't your vernacular, that's okay. You can substitute your own word, but I'm going to say we're going to love on you here. We're going to celebrate you. This is where, when you hit ultimate, we want to go show you that we're so excited for you and we're proud of the work that you're doing. This is when you hit team lead or senior team lead and beyond. We want to kind of celebrate those rank advancements. We're also going to let you know when there's events and calls and all of that. So that will be in there as well. But this is really a group where we want to have all of our brand partners, and we want to make sure that it's a community that you feel a part of. You can get your questions answered, all of that. Again, respecting that this could be somebody's first day as a brand partner. So we want to ask in a way that we're not going to scare anybody off. Also in here, they've got to answer the questions in order to get into the group. We decline literally probably, well, I'm going to say 30 people a day. I almost exaggerated and said 100, but probably 30 people or more a day get declined from this group because guess what? PartnerCo is making waves. People have heard our name now and they want to see what we're doing, but this is a safe place. So we're only going to add active brand partners. And so if you have somebody that's joining you, make sure that they answer the questions so that we can let them into that Facebook group. And then the last thing that we want is the PartnerCo Share app. And I actually was on a Zoom yesterday with our IT committee with PartnerCo talking about the Share app. And it is about to get a lot more robust. So I guess I'll start talking about it a little bit more because what I tell people is PartnerCo Share app is where you'll get these cute little Zoom backgrounds and you can get some information about our products. And that's really all I use it for at this time. Over the course of the next few weeks, you're going to see additional tools and functionality be released in there. So make sure you've downloaded it because it's going to be a very powerful tool in our toolbox. So PartnerCo Share app is something you can go get in the Google Play Store or the App Store, get that downloaded and be ready because that's going to be really phenomenal. Now, the second row that you see on here are some things that we want to plug into. So these are, live events that we do throughout the week that we would love for you to plug in with us. So first of all is the Coach's Corner, and this is just fun. This is where we come on and we do 15 minutes of positivity. It's myself and Coach Palmer, and we just start your day off, hopefully on the right foot. Fridays are my favorite right now because we do a fun word on Friday, but we just pick a word of the day. We're going to sing you happy birthday, and it's just a way to be a part of our community and start your day with a little bit of self-development. The second one is the IPA Zoom. And if you can only be on one Zoom in your day, you're like, oh, what can I do? Maybe you work full time and you're like, oh, I don't know. I'm going to say, oh, where is my earbud? Maybe stick an earbud in your ear and hide it if you can. That might be hard for Chris over there, but hide it if you can and jump on there and just listen because there's so much value. I say this is a cheat code to our business where people come on here and if they do something today to win, they do something to move the needle in their business today, they're going to get on there tomorrow and tell us how we can copy them. So the IPA Zoom is very powerful. And then Wednesday Wisdom, we do a very similar thing, but on an expanded format. And so we will pick one or two people that are winning, and then we'll interview them for an entire 30 minutes, maybe even an hour to go through what exactly they're doing so we can win. So we've got a very powerful call lined up for tonight. We set them up every single week and we want to make sure that you know about it and that you plug yourself in and your team. So the next thing we have is our social launch. And this is how we attract people to us. This is kind of the fun part. It can be a kind of a scary part to make that first post where we're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to put myself out there. So just know a little bit of fear is normal. And I'm going to recommend that you feel the fear and you do it anyway. I would also recommend that you start with a personal post. So this is a post where you let people know what in the world is Chris doing. Why is he posting differently than he's ever posted before? There's a script and there's an image of what you can use. You don't have to do a little image of the gal, but just a picture of your face, maybe you and your family. I don't know, you and your dog, doesn't matter. But I would love to see your face and then a very short synopsis. And there's an example on there to launch the whole process. And then from there, we're going to post twice a day using the 6 weeks worth of posts that are all built for us on boards. And they are designed with a lot of intention by people much smarter than me. So you'll look at those and you might think, oh, well, these aren't professional. They don't look like advertisements. The language is super casual. There's typos, there's misspelled words. Oh my gosh, that was not proper grammar. If you're like me, all of those things might drive you just a little bit crazy. And I will tell you that I fought that in the beginning, but actually it's designed with intention. Our brains know the difference between an ad and a real post on social media. And think about yourself when you're scrolling Facebook. When you look for the ads, you're like, there are ads everywhere. But when you don't look, you actually don't even see them. You're like, I'm not interested in shoes. So I'm just scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. I might see 6 shoes in there, but they don't even hit my radar. Okay. But then when I see your face, I'm like, oh, there's my friend. How are they doing today? And I slow down and I look at that person and I read what's going on. Okay. These are designed to not look like ads. It's designed to look like we talk and we post and we do every day. So there's a lot of intention behind it. We're going to post twice a day. Facebook says the majority of eyeballs are on social media at 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. I'm going to add a little um, comment here that if you can't be on Facebook at 9 and 3, then don't schedule your post for those 2 times. Find 2 times where you can go play and be social on social media for about 15 minutes first. Because before you make that post, I want you to go love on people. So, cute cat, cute kid, great looking breakfast. Congratulations. Happy anniversary. Happy birthday. I want you to go spread cheer around Facebook world outside of your partner co connections. I love you and I want you to love on all my posts, okay? And I want to love on all of yours. But guess what? I can't get drops from you and you can't get drops from me. That just doesn't make any sense, right? So you want to make sure that you're branching out outside of Partner Co. A good way to do that is to go download your Facebook friends list and just pick, a few people every single day. You pick the number and just go to their page and go comment on it. So you've got your friends list and I'm like, okay, Lee, I'm going to go comment on her today. And then tomorrow it's going to be Tansy. And the next day it might be Marlene and then Chris. And I'm probably going to do maybe 10 or so people every single day. I'm going to go comment on a post of theirs because guess what? They will start seeing my posts, right? And I've put a little deposit in their world so that they'll be more interested in what I have going on. Okay. So we're going to do that first. Then I'm going to make my post and I'm going to interact with people in a very natural way in that post. So if I make my post and it's Kim Gray, so the white dress with the pink dress, and you comment on there and say, oh my gosh, that's a great transformation, I'm going to put a heart on your comment and I'm going to respond back and say, oh my goodness, doesn't she look amazing? I'm so excited. I can't wait to post my after picture, right? Whatever it may be. But it's very natural conversation right there. And then I'm going to use the scripts over in my messenger. So when somebody comments on your post with a question or a comment, you're going to go jump over to your private message and you're going to use the scripts. It's going to be fast, it's going to be simple. And again, they were designed with intention to look like real language and to prompt people to move through the process to ask the right questions so that we can make that sale, get them started on the product, and begin to benefit from everything that they have to offer. Okay. Now, once I have a customer, I'm going to add them into Circle of Health and I'm going to tag them in Dr. Crystal's Let's Get Started video so that they can start seeing that it's not just me and them, it's a bigger picture and they have some resources so that they can learn and benefit from what we have to offer. And then I'm going to follow up with those customers each and every week at the minimum. You can do more, right? You can do more. And there's a great script out there. You can find some on the Partner Co website. You can find some in boards to follow up more frequently, but we want to make sure at the very least we're following up with them weekly. Now, what does that look like with our customer flow? The minute I hand somebody a box of drops, I am going to send them the getting started script that's on boards. And I'm going to do that with the person that got me started. I'm going to introduce them in a 3-way text that, hey, this is Marlene. She's actually the one that introduced me to the drops, and she's here as a support person. Okay, so we're going to pull that in there with us, right? So that they know, again, it's bigger than just you and I. And they'll have somebody else that can help me make sure that I answer the questions properly. Because if they come back with, oh no, I'm getting a headache and I'm brand new. I might not know how to answer that, but my two by two, my running mate, is going to know how to answer that question. So week one, I'm going to set them up for success. You'll notice that the script on boards is super neutral, right? Hey, checking on you. How are the drops treating you? Why? I want them to ask questions. I want them to interact with me and feel like it's a safe place so they can complain a little bit. Because you know what? A lot of times people will forget to take them, or they'll get a headache, or they'll see some kind of discomfort as it's working to create change in their body, and they're not sure. So they might pause. So I've got to address those concerns very, very quickly in their journey so that on week two, I have something to celebrate. And when I celebrate, again, this is another script in boards, and I'm asking for the win. And I'm pulling in my my two by two person in that three-way text so that we can all celebrate them. So it says something along the lines of, all right, give me the good news. How are you benefiting? They say, oh, I'm sleeping better. I'm so excited. Then I'm going to send them the win script that's on there. Okay. So the win 1, 2, 3 script that's on boards that's going to say, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. Doesn't it feel great to be doing something good for your body? We know consistency is key. You're going to want some more. Do you want to get another box for me? Or do you want to save some money or possibly save and earn? If it's save or save and earn, when can we talk tomorrow? How can we connect? Morning, afternoon, or evening. They come back and say, morning's good. I say, great. I'll talk to you then. I'll reach out to you around 10 a.m. and I'll send you a reminder 10 minutes before. Okay. Now, this is all, again, super casual. I'm not saying I'm going to get my upline and we're going to do a Zoom, and I'm not making this a bigger deal than it needs to be. I'm just setting the appointment. 10 minutes before, I'm going to send them the Zoom link. Zoom is no big deal for us anymore. We're all kind of used to it. So if I let them know about 10 minutes before with that link, they're going to jump on. They might have to update their app, but they have 10 minutes to do it. It's not a big deal. And then we're going to go through the customer conversion slide deck that's on boards. Me, my customer, and my two by two person. We're just going to walk through it. It's going to take us about 15 minutes, easy peasy. And then they're going to say, well, I want to save some money and I'm going to enroll them as a brand partner. I might get them a single box. Most likely, I'm going to get them at least a 4-pack because that's where the big chunk of savings is going to happen. Some people will do a 10. Some people will decide to join us in the business, and then we're going to help them get started. But most people are going to convert very easily right there if we walk them through the slide deck and show them the benefits of joining us. Now, let's say we get to week 3 and we didn't connect with them on week 2. Maybe they didn't have a win. Well, then I'm just going to send them that follow-up script for week 3 that pretty much says you're almost out of drops. Are you ready for another box? They say yes. I send them the 1, 2, 3 reorder. Same script, right? Just without the win portion where I say, well, consistency is key. You're going to want another box. Do you want to save on it? Do you do you want to get it from me? You want to save, or do you want to save and earn? And I'm going to do the same process with that Zoom. Now, let's say I get to week 4 and they ghosted me. I never got a single response back from them. Oh my goodness, they must hate me, right? Oh no. Or maybe they decide that they don't like the drops, they don't want to continue. Or maybe they love the drops, but they don't want to continue. Whatever it may be, I'm going to leave them on love. Okay. So if they ghosted me the entire time, I'm going to send them a little message. Hey, you're probably out of your drops now. I just want to thank you for trusting me enough to order them from me. I hope you got everything you wanted out of them. And I look forward to, seeing you at some point in the future, right? If they hated everything about it, they're like, there were no Twinkies on that approved food list, and all I want in my life is Twinkies, then I'm going to say, oh my goodness, I know I love Twinkies too. I was more of a ding dong girl, but it is hard to not have that, daily in our life. Stay in Circle of Health because maybe you'll learn some things that'll move you closer to your goals. But we're just so grateful that you trusted us. And, I'm so grateful for you, right? Maybe they lost all that weight and their hormones were balanced in 30 days. And dang, that's phenomenal results. And we're going to say, please stay in Circle of Health. We need the motivation of that quick success. So stay in there because we want you there. And, thank you so much again. We're going to just leave them on love because we never know, right? We all kind of go through cycles in our life. About every 45 to 90 days, we're in a whole different phase and we might need something different. So maybe it didn't work for them before because they weren't able to be consistent. But in 90 days from now, they're ready to try it again. I cannot tell you how many customers that I had that bought and stopped and then came back. And I have so many brand partners building the business because I left them on love, even though they decided they wanted to not continue, because I was a safe place for them to come back. Think church, right? If you got a good church, if you miss a couple weeks or a couple months or even a couple years, when you come back, they scoop you up with open arms and they're like, we're so glad you're here. Well, we want to be that same place with that same energy that you can walk away, but guess what? We're going to love on you when you come back. So that's our customer flow. I'm going to go ahead and stop this share. Oh, maybe. There we go. And we're going to stop